The thing that breaks people is not always the problem itself. It is the moment they start believing the problem is who they are. You lose a job and suddenly it becomes, I have no value. You get sick and suddenly your entire identity becomes the sick person. A relationship ends and suddenly it becomes, I am not lovable. You fail at something and suddenly you say, this is just who I am. This is where resilience is usually misunderstood. Mental resilience is not about pretending you are fine. It is not about forcing yourself to be strong. The first move of real resilience is learning to separate yourself from the problem in front of you. This hidden mechanism has a name: identity fusion. It means the problem stops being something you are experiencing and starts becoming something you think you are. Once a problem becomes your identity, action becomes harder. If the truth is, I failed this interview, you can still review what happened, improve your resume, practice your communication, and apply again. But if the conclusion is, I am a failure, there is no next step. If the truth is, this relationship was not right for me, you can grieve, learn, recover, and understand love differently. But if the conclusion is, I am not worthy of love, one relationship becomes a verdict on your entire life. The problem was already heavy, but now you have added identity shame on top of it. So you are not just dealing with reality, you are also dealing with a self-image that reality just shattered. That is why some people do not recover. Not because they are weak, because they are trying to solve a life problem while also defending their entire identity. The mind does this because it hates uncertainty. When something painful happens, your brain wants an explanation. If the explanation is, this situation is complex. There was timing, environment, skill, luck, other people's choices, and things I could not control. The brain has to hold complexity. That takes energy. So it often chooses something simpler. It is all my fault. Or the opposite. None of it is my fault. Both can feel comforting, but neither is clean thinking. Resilient people do not immediately put all responsibility on themselves. They also do not throw all responsibility onto the world. They put the problem on the table and say, this happened, but this is not all of me. Think of a problem like a coat covered in mud. Most people experience pain and immediately confuse the coat with their skin. The coat is dirty, so they say, I am dirty. The coat is torn, so they say, I am broken. But the healthier move is to take the coat off and look at it. Where is it dirty? Where is it torn? Can it be cleaned? Can it be repaired? Does it need to be replaced? You cannot repair something while you believe it is your skin. You need distance before you can respond. Here are 4 ways to build that distance. First, change I am into I am experiencing. Do not say, I am a failure. Say, I am experiencing failure. Do not say, I am broken. Say, I am in a painful state right now. Language changes distance, and distance gives you room to act. Second, separate identity from roles. You may be an employee, partner, parent, friend, creator, patient, or job seeker. But those are roles. Roles can change. You are not any single role. Third, put boundaries around the problem. Ask yourself, what part of my life does this affect, and what part does it not affect? Job loss affects income and career rhythm. It does not prove you have no ability. A breakup affects a relationship. It does not prove you have no value. Illness affects the body. It does not mean your entire identity disappears. Fourth, keep one area of life untouched by the problem, even if it is 10 minutes a day. Walk, cook, read, clean your room. Talk about something else with a friend. This is not avoidance. It is a reminder that you are bigger than the problem. Resilience does not mean you never get hurt. It means you do not mistake the wound for the whole self. You can admit the pain, you can admit the loss, you can admit that something is hard, but you do not need to turn it into a sentence against yourself. The problem is the problem. You are you. That boundary is where mental resilience begins.